Hello my loyal little nooblets. Welcome to SC2 Noob School. I am Trevis, and look at me, I'm back in the unit tester where I feel safe and secure and comfortable inside my precious little unit tester. I've been doing a lot of commentaries recently, but I'm very happy to get back inside the unit tester and start doing some more unit spotlights. So today is going to be the unit spotlight for the Baneling, an awesome unit, the Scourge of the Ground for all you Brood War players out there. And before I get started, I just want to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be talking about in this video today. First, we're going to be talking about the importance of attack moving your Banelings versus attacking with your Banelings. Move command with your Banelings versus attack moving, and how you usually want to be using a move command instead of an attack move. Then we're going to talk about the importance of speed for your Banelings. Obviously Banelings can get a speed upgrade, and they can get on things like creep, so it's important for Banelings to be able to chase down their enemies. Then we're going to talk a little bit about burrowing of Banelings and how you can use those effectively as kind of a landmine. And then last, I'm just going to cover some kind of breakpoints for using Banelings against certain buildings. So the first thing to note about Banelings is, let's just look at the damage real quick. It's 20 damage versus all non-light units, and then 35 damage versus light units. It also does 80 damage versus structures. That's less important though. But basically what this 20 versus 35 damage comes down to is Banelings are not good against armored units. I feel pretty safe making that generalization. You know, I'm just going to start sending some of these Banelings in towards this Marauder, and you can just see how incredibly cost ineffective it is to use Banelings against an armored unit. Whereas if you got a unit like a Marine, you can just pretty much waltz through them and just lol. Okay, so yeah, they're really good versus light units. You pretty much always want to be trying to get them in position to kill light units. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get straight on into it. Alright, so real quick, I just want to show the difference between using an attack move command and a move command with your Banelings. Basically, you want to get your Banelings to be doing as much damage as possible to the light units. So if you're doing an attack move, sometimes they'll just be, you know, auto target firing the wrong units. So in this circumstance, I've got a siege tank, an armored unit up front, which the Banelings are going to be terrible against. And I'll just first run the simulation just with these Banelings auto targeting themselves. So here we go. What are these Banelings going to do? Not much. There's a lot left alive here, for sure. And that was just because the Banelings, as soon as they see the siege tank, they're like, I want to kill that. They do their little roly-poly into the siege tank and don't get any of these squishy little Marines. So now I'm going to just run this, and I'm going to, instead of just attack moving the Banelings, I'm going to be actually moving them around, trying to get them in position. And it's also important to note that if an enemy unit kills one of your Banelings, it still does all of its full splash damage. So you don't have to worry about losing them and not getting your splash damage. You just want to get your Banelings close to their units, and then when they kill it, it will kill their units. So this time, I'm going to be moving. I'm going to say, no, I don't want to kill that siege tank. I want to move right into this army, and that is a much, much better result. So just be aware whenever you're playing that you need to be controlling your Banelings individually so they don't waste themselves on these you know, armored units and stuff like that. You want to go in and get those squishy light units. Alright, so now we're going to talk about basically Baneling speed and how important it is for your Baneling to be fast, because they are a ground unit, they're essentially a melee unit, and so they need to be able to close the distance before you can kill it. Otherwise that's just a lot of wasted money. So speed ends up being really, really important for using Banelings. Now I'm doing most of these, in fact I might do all these scenarios using Terran, because that's just generally where you see the most Banelings. So let's talk about the speed a little bit. Alright, so here we have a Baneling without the movement speed, and we have a Marine with not using stim. So as you can see, it looks kind of like an even battle, but oh, and this is off creep also. The Baneling is actually slightly faster than the Marine. So in a normal battle circumstance, if someone's trying to run their Marines away because they don't want you to get their Marines with their Banelings, the Banelings will be able to catch up. Now the problem is, whenever your Terran opponent has stim. As soon as he has stim, he can pretty easily outrun your Baneling. He can just run away. You'll never be able to catch the stimmed Marine with your slow, off-creep Baneling. So the next thing I'm going to show is the effect that creep can have on this scenario. So let's get back into here. Alright, so I've laid down some creep now, so clearly an unstimmed marine versus a non-speed baneling on creep. The baneling's obviously going to be faster. So the question is, who is faster once the marine starts using stim? Alright, stimming up my marine, and you can see they're both almost exactly the same speed, although the marine is actually slightly faster still. You see he can just barely, oh, stim just ran out, but he can just barely get a small little edge on the baneling. And so once again, this is not an ideal situation for your banelings. You want your banelings to be able to catch the marines. So this just goes to show how incredibly important the speed upgrade is. So if I can find this, there it is, centrifugal hooks. This is the baneling speed upgrade. You can see it gives them the ability to do somersaults, which is really cool. They have to go to a Zerg gymnastics class to learn that. That's where the centrifugal hooks come in. So after they go to their gymnastics class, then they can actually easily catch up with marines on off creep. They are faster than marines can ever be. So definitely shows the speed importance of your units, because you know, a unit that's going to suicide, you need them to be extremely effective. Look how big the difference is. A speed baneling on creep versus an unstimmed marine. Marines really have no chance. So always be aware of that when you're attacking with your banelings. Speed is such a huge factor. You always need to be attacking in the best circumstances possible. And in fact, a lot of players like to get the baneling speed upgrade like as soon as they're going to make banelings, because it really is that important. Alright, so now we're going to talk about, in my opinion, one of the coolest features of banelings, which is their ability to burrow and their ability to auto-cast their unburrow. So some people probably won't know about this, but basically what it is, you've got your burrow, and then if you right click on the unburrow button, that actually creates an autocast, where as soon as a unit comes by, let's say this marine, he's just going for a walk in the park, doing some scouting, blah! Banelings come out and kill him. Okay, so that's the autocast, and the autocast can be good. In fact, I'll show you what 2 banelings can do versus an entire group of marines. You know, just marching our army across the map here. Oops. Better put them on autocast. Alright, there we go. Marines are coming in. Banelings unburrow, and they kill quite a few marines, for sure. Not bad at all. So if you can just get some banelings burrowed somewhere in the map, you know, in a position where the units, you know, between you and your opponent, where he's going to be bringing his units, if he doesn't have vision, he can't see the burrowed banelings. So that's good. But the problem is the banelings actually unburrow as soon as that first unit comes into vision, when actually it would be better if you would want your banelings to unburrow and do their attack when all the marines are standing straight on top of them, like this. So in this circumstance, if I could take both of these banelings here and explode these manually, so I don't have it set to auto unburrow. I'm just watching my minimap. I'm waiting for an attack to come by. Let's just simulate this attack coming by. Okay, so I'm watching my minimap. I've got my banelings burrowed. These guys are coming in. I say, oh my god, look at all those marines. Whoa, crazy timing, and I can take out almost all the marines. I'm gonna do that again just because it's really fun. Yeah.
Got it.
Whoops. Didn't have all my marines. Come on, guys.
Will do.
I'm hitting X to kill them, and whoa, that is some death right there. So, cool feature. If you know, it's nice to be able to get in the habit of watching your minimap as much as possible, so you can do something like that. But I don't think there's really any shame in using the auto unburrow, because there is a chance that you just won't catch it and your banelings won't do anything. So, you know, personal preference whether you feel like you can use the auto unburrow or do the manual explodinating. Alright, so the last thing I want to talk about is some of these kind of breaking points for banelings, for if you're trying to do something like bust up a Terran's ramp or something. There's some numbers that you need to know to be efficient with your banelings, to get enough banelings to get through, but not too many, you know? Alright, so basically the numbers are, it takes, with a supply depot with 400 HP and banelings doing 80 damage per hit. It takes exactly 5 Banelings to kill a supply depot. So there's the supply depot goes. Now if you're going to try to pull this off in a real world scenario, I would recommend using at least 6, just in case one of your Banelings gets picked off on his way up the ramp. Then you can be certain to have at least that 5 mount. So 6 or 7, you know, play around with it, see which one works best for you. And then the other breaking point is, I believe it takes, let's just move him out of the way, and let's say if you're going to try to bust up a bunker, or bust up a ramp, and there's barracks blocking. Barracks with 1000 HP take, I believe, 12.5 Banelings. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're going to do 13 Banelings, and 13 Banelings will be enough to take down a barracks. So there goes a barracks. And then similarly, you know, supply depot has 400 health, a bunker has 100 health. So same thing for that, takes 5. Oops. I think that was 5. Yeah. And then if we're talking about Protoss structures, a pylon also has 400, or has 200 shields, 200 life. So 5 Banelings there as well. So the numbers are probably to remember are 5 for supply depots, 5 for bunkers, 13 for barracks. Alright, well thanks everyone for watching. I've got some good news. I just actually called up Time Warner today and said, yo, hook me up with the fastest internet you got. And so I'm going to get this ridiculously fat pipe, freaking like 30 megabits per second down, 5 megabits per second up, which I'm excited about the upload speed because that's actually 10 times faster than what I have right now. So I should be able to get YouTube videos uploaded much faster now. So I hope you'll stay tuned, subscribe to me, thumbs up, share my stuff as always, and also I've got a podcast coming out myself. Force from Force StarCraft 2 Strategy and Vittensby, the StarCraft 2 dude, have started a podcast, so I'm sure you'll be seeing that. It's going to be a weekly thing. And yeah, stay tuned. Lots of cool stuff coming up. See you guys later.